Hi baby stars, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Runzi. I'm just a random girl on the internet who likes to talk about topics that I am passionate in. Today, I am wearing hanfu again. I love this top so much. This is a Ming Dynasty style hanfu. It has really cute cats on it. Just look at this. Oh my god, look at how adorable they are. You are supposed to wear this with a mommy and Trin, but currently I am too lazy to put on one because I have ironed them nicely. I don't want to mess them up when I'm sitting down recording. I'm just lazy. So I'm not gonna show you what I'm wearing at the bottom, but I do have a new mommy and Trin that I really want to show you girls because it's so adorable. I recently just got it. It's custom made, so before I get started, I just really want to show this skirt because it's just so cute. I don't think my camera is doing it any justice, but let me get a little bit closer, then you can see how beautiful the fabric is. This is woven, it is not a paste on. As you can see from the inside, it's woven. I just have to show you girls because it's just so cute. So yeah, cats. Now that I've shared everything that I'm wearing and things that I'm interested in lately, I want to jump right into the video. To be honest, I haven't figured out what I want to name the title of this video. I feel like I have a lot of things that I want to talk about, but I don't exactly have a main idea in my mind. I have this overflowing thoughts that is imploding in my head. So this video is gonna be kind of messy, but I really hope that it keeps you entertained. If you are planning to watch this, maybe grab a journal or a piece of paper and start drawing, or you can even listen to this while you're working or studying, at least like a background noise, because I just want to talk and have fun. So this video is not going to be heavy, it's gonna be lighthearted, and it's just going to be me sharing what's going on in my mind lately. Okay, so if you watched my previous video, you know that I am really into Tanmei lately. My mind is just full of Erha lately. I had finished reading it about 2 months ago, but I still couldn't get over it. It's like I couldn't exactly move on from that universe. I'm constantly thinking about Rant, especially Chuaning. If you girls don't know, Erha is actually a novel. You can watch my previous video. I do talk about it. It's a Tanmei novel, which is a BL novel. I love it so much. And I know that I keep talking about how much I like it, but it comes with a lot of heavy warning. It's a angsty novel on its own, but it also contains a lot of pretty dark themes. So check out the warning labels first before you start reading if you haven't. But I can assure you that it's a very romantic and very beautiful love story. The comedy is really good too. I just love it so much. I know it's not for everyone, but I personally love it so much. Now this video is probably gonna sound like I'm contradicting one of my pretty popular video that I made a while back while I was talking about soundgasm or fictional boyfriends. I kind of roast people, including myself, who only likes fictional men. It can be due to traumatic experiences, or maybe we are just simply not attracted in real men in real life. So there's a wide spectrum of why a lot of girls tend to turn to fictional characters instead of men in real life. Well, I'm not gonna go into the whole psychological part of it because I noticed that there are a lot of lesbians who enjoy reading BL. It's not like they are attracted to men in real life, but they just like reading BL. So it's a thing, right? I'm not gonna discuss about my sexuality because I feel like I just don't know. And I don't really care, to be honest. I'm one of those person who just don't seem to be bothered by real life relationships. I was when I was younger. I felt like I was obligated to date a guy because all of my friends are dating, and if you don't have a boyfriend, you might be deemed as unattractive. When no guys find you attractive, you're just invalid. That's what I thought when I was younger because I cared so much about what others think I am, and also because I have a lot of personal issues with my self-esteem, so I feel like I need validation from guys to feel like I am seen, that I'm heard. But as I grow older, I came to realize that I don't actually care about things like that. In fact, I don't even have the desire to be seeing anyone, guys or girls included. It's just like I don't really care. I don't really want to think about it. Maybe it might be because of past traumas. I have bad experiences with some guys. However, I feel like a lot of people approach dating without actually going through the process of thinking whether it's actually for you or not. You just do it because everyone else are doing it, so you think that it's an obligation, it's compulsory, so you have to do it. I'm getting older day by day, so I sometimes will feel the pressure that, oh, I have to settle down. But then when I sit down and think like, why? It's not like I want to start a family. It's not that I really want a romantic partner. Why am I rushing things? So I think it's a societal pressure where a lot of girls feel like once they hit 30 they are invalid and they're not attractive anymore, especially when we hit menopause. Things are gonna change very drastically. We're gonna look very different, we're gonna feel very different about ourselves. Self-esteem might plummet for a lot of us. The fear is valid. I did discuss about this in one of my videos. I'm gonna link it up here. However, when I think through things, I feel like if I can even live up to that age, it's considered quite a privilege. And what's more important to me is that I can actually like my life. If I don't like my life, even if I have a partner, I don't think I'm gonna live a fulfilling life. If you're doing things for the sake of pleasing everyone else, trying to fit in instead of liking what you do, I feel like life is going to be pretty meaningless. I get this question a lot, pretty often, whenever I'm talking to some random person that I just met, whether it's at the gym or wherever I am. People will assume that I am either married or in a relationship, which I cannot understand why, and they'll be very shocked to learn that I am single. I don't know whether this is a thing in other cultures. However, at least where I grow up in, the elder generation, they tend to make fun of women who are at a certain age who are still single, the so-called spinsters, right? The crazy cat lady, I guess. They tend to make fun of them because they think that they are weird. So a lot of people wouldn't take them seriously, and my dad was kind of like joking about one of his unmarried female friend the other day. So I told him that I'm in the same situation as the women, so I don't think it's very funny. I guess he was just joking. He told me that I have to quickly go get a boyfriend or else I'm gonna end up becoming like them. To be honest, I was very triggered. I was so angry. I was pissed. But instead of lashing out, I turned back all the rage into myself and questioned myself, why do I feel so much anger? I was in my room and I was screaming without any sound coming out because I just find the idea of being in a relationship with a man so repulsive at that time. Whether it's a man or a woman or whatever, I just don't feel the want and the need to be in a relationship at the moment. So when my dad brought that up, I just felt so angry. I just felt this intense rage, like a burning rage. In fact, I even have nightmares, like night terrors. I tend to have that from time to time, especially when I'm very stressed. I couldn't exactly sleep well that whole night. I just felt so mad. The next day when I woke up, I just started journaling, questioning myself. Why do I feel so angry when it comes to the idea of being in a relationship or even being married, right? Because I'm at this age where most of my friends are either in a very committed relationship or they're married, or some of them even have children. So I am so-called old by the society standards for women. I personally find it funny because I think a lot of men and women don't really want to be in a relationship, but a lot of the times because you are afraid that people might judge you in a weird way, so you end up forcing yourself to be searching for a partner. Maybe that's not something that you really want, you have other desires, but you feel like if you don't quickly settle down, your time might run out, especially if you want to start a family. It's a valid reason for you to look for a partner at the right time. However, for me, people like me, I don't really have the desire to start a family. I want a lot of cats. So I'm probably one of those crazy cat ladies when I'm older. I feel like if I really want children, I could have just visited the orphanage home and volunteered there. I know it's a very different feeling. I do understand some people's innate desire to become a mother. I genuinely respect that. Everyone is very different. I don't like people making fun of women who genuinely want to be a mother. It's great for you if that's what you want. However, for people like me, I don't have that desire. So I think if I try to rush myself to be in a relationship and to just settle down with anyone, I think I'm gonna be very mad at myself, because that might lead me to settling down for people who I don't actually genuinely like or respect. That is something that happened to me when I was younger, because I felt like all my friends are dating, and if I don't have a boyfriend, I might be unattractive, nobody loves me, nobody wants me, so I need that validation so badly. I need to be locked down with someone, to be seen with someone, to be taken seriously by my peers. And for a very long time, that's my mentality. Without actually realizing it, I was unconscious about it, so I just accept people that I don't even like. I thought that I liked them, but once I walk out of the relationships, I just realized that, man, that was draining. And every time I broke up with someone, or if someone breaks up with me, I feel so much lighter and more free. That says a lot about my preference when it comes to dating. And of course, I'm not opposed to the idea of being in a romantic relationship with a potential partner in the future if I grow older and I change my mind. However, at the moment, I just don't see the appeal to be in a romantic relationship with anyone. Back to the question, why do I feel so much anger? I think one of the reasons is because of trauma. As usual, a lot of us have a lot of traumatic experiences with men in the past, for us girls. So I think that's one of the reasons why I feel so angry, because I just don't like the idea of being disrespected. I don't like how a lot of guys, and this is not to disrespect men in general, because I do acknowledge that people are very different, and also I know that men operate very differently compared to women based on what we were taught since we were young. So it's very understandable the way that they think and the way that they function. Even our biology is very different, so it's whatever. But I just personally don't have the desire to try to change myself to fit into what man wants. I like to do very crazy things. I like to do things that are just not deemed as something that the typical straight man will like. For example, even the way I dress will freak out a lot of guys. I used to have partners in the past who would comment on the outfits that I wear or the hair color that I used to have. They told me that I'm being too loud, I was drawing too much attention, and they don't like it. They told me to be like the other girl who wears jeans and t-shirt and Converse. If she likes that, by all means, but it's not what I like. I like dressing in visual kei when I was younger. I like dyeing my hair crazy colors, and it makes me really happy doing that. However, if you tell me that I have to look like someone else to please my partner, I couldn't do that. And I also don't like to impose my personal ideals onto the guy that I'm dating. I just don't like changing people, and I don't feel like others should be changing me as well. So let's say if someone is compatible with my preferences, vice versa, I don't see why we couldn't try it out, right? However, I do acknowledge that a lot of the things that I like are pretty out there. It's not for everyone, and I had spent so much time trying to love myself, and I reached to this point where I feel like I just couldn't tolerate or compromise with a little bit of disrespect. I just don't see why I have to trade my peace of mind to tolerate someone else in my life. If there is a good person, I don't mind. However, I know that it takes a lot of effort. Is it worth it? Yes, it might be to some people, but for me, I think I will rather invest that time onto building genuine friendships. I want friends. I love having friends. I love being able to share my interests, to share my passion, and to listen to others, to exchange whatever we can to build each other up, to be there for each other, to have fun, to explore the world, instead of just hyper fixated on romantic relationships. I can get that from reading. I do have healthy relationships in the past as well, but I came to this realization that I just don't find it fulfilling to be in a romantic relationship. I find it so much happier to be having fun with fashion, having fun reading, being able to draw, and to connect with people who like my art, or even making YouTube like that, or playing with makeup. I just find it so much more fulfilling to be working on my passion projects and to be hanging out with my friends. I love that so much more than the idea of just being with a man. In the future, if I ever date someone, cringe. But at the moment, this is what I think, okay? So here's a little bit of story time. The other day, I was at a grocery store. I was just looking around at the packaging of the foods available at the grocery store. If you don't know, I am an artist, so I really like to look and explore packagings that are pretty. So I'm just there observing the package design, and I happened to see these two guys keep walking in front of me. Like, imagine this is the aisle and I'm looking at all the products in front of me, and they just keep passing by in front of me, and I was like, okay, these two guys are kind of annoying. You could have walked behind me. You clearly see that I am trying to look at the goods in front of me. I find that it's a little bit disrespectful, and suddenly one of them approached me out of nowhere. I don't even know where he came out from, because they clearly walked past me and gone missing, but for some reason he just came back, one of them. I thought that he wanted to sell me something because there's a lot of scammers around lately, so I thought that he's probably gonna like sell me something or he's gonna scam me. But he told me that he find me beautiful and pretty, so he wanted my phone number. We sort of have like a small chat, but I don't know why, I just find it icky. Like, to be honest, he's not unattractive per se. He's definitely not my type. Not to say that I have very high standards, it's just that I only like fictional characters at the moment. I'm not attracted to men in real life, and a lot of the guys that I find attractive are gay men, which I'm not sexually attracted to. I just find them attractive, okay? I can appreciate the attractiveness in a man without needing to be in a relationship with him. So a lot of the guys that I find attractive are usually gay men. So kudos to them, I guess. However, when it comes to guys that approach me, I acknowledge that girls might think that they are attractive, but I just don't see a potential with them. No offense, okay? It's just my preferences and it's just my issue. So when he approached me, I felt like maybe I should just like give it a try, you know, maybe just go on a date and that's it. Because like I say, I'm not interested in the idea of actually being in a relationship. However, I'm not opposed to the idea of practicing going on dates, because if you don't know, you have to practice going on dates, or else you're gonna be very nervous when you talk to new people. So I feel like, why not just give it a try, right? So I gave him my phone number. I regretted it. The moment he started texting, I was like, oh my god. I have flashbacks, like bad flashbacks of cringy memories. Like I mentioned, we met at the grocery store, so he texted me and asked me, did I buy anything at the grocery store? So I was like, no, I was actually just browsing and looking at the product designs. Instead of asking me why am I looking at the product designs or trying to learn more about me, he said that, I thought you are more interested in the food because all girls love food and taking pictures. I was like, I guess some people think that it is funny, it's like a joke. Maybe I'm a bit too sensitive, but I find it so annoying. I straight up told him that, hey, this is kind of stereotypical. A lot of my female friends don't really like taking pictures. I personally like, right? So I'm just like other girls. And everybody loves food, right? All people love food. I don't think men don't like food. Do men don't like eating? So I just told him that, hey, I think a lot of humans like food in general. It's not just girls. He had the audacity to reply that girls love to eat. I was like, do men not like to eat, right? I just find it so annoying. You could have asked more questions about me. If you really want to learn about someone, you could have asked questions about them. So he kept telling me that he find me pretty and he really want to set a date for us to meet up, and I just ended up not replying anymore because I know that it's my issue. I know that I do have very low tolerance with whatever messaging style this is, but he kept telling me that he thinks that I'm very attractive, that I'm pretty. Instead of questioning me, why am I into product designs, what my expertise is, what I'm into, no, he doesn't even question anything of that, and he keeps making assumptions about girls in general. Like, he just assumes that all girls are the same, and he even puts this weird wink emoji. I'm just getting the icks, okay? It's very yoni. It's just oily. I know that the majority of the issue is from me. Like, I don't like people talking to me like that. I prefer to be taken seriously. However, I also can see the argument on the other hand. Like, some of my friends will say that if you don't lower your standards and appreciate people approaching you as you age, it's harder for you to date someone. And I know that's true, because when I was younger, it's way more easier to find a partner. Now that I'm older, it's harder to even get a friend, right? Let alone a romantic relationship. It's hard to find friendships. So I do understand where their argument comes from, because let's be real, a lot of men are simply attracted to a woman's physical appearance, especially if you are young and fertile. I know that sounds kind of gross, but it's a biological thing. I'm not gonna change that, because I don't really care like what men are into. I'm at this stage of my life where I couldn't care less about what men think about me, because I had spent so much time trying to learn how to love myself, and if I have to change all of that and trade all of that just to gain some affection from someone, I think it's not worth it. Personally, I think it's just not worth it. I know some people might find it worth it, but for me, I just don't think it's worth it. And also, I realized one thing. Don't take my word for word. However, I do realize one thing. On that day when that guy approached me, I was actually wearing sweatpants and a singlet and a cardigan. I was basically dressing down because I wasn't feeling well. I usually dress really extra. I sometimes even go to work looking like that. If I do have the extra time to dress myself properly, I like to take my time to doll myself up, because it makes me feel good about myself. On that day, I wasn't feeling well physically, so I still went to work either way, and I noticed that a lot of the times when I dress down, when I look basic, low maintenance, I will get approached by men. And I know that this might make me sound like one of those girly gurus. I do agree that a lot of them do have valid points. However, I'm a very versatile person. I don't only listen to one person. I actually like to study from my own experiences. But this is one thing that I kind of agree with them. When you tend to dress down, or when you look low maintenance, you will get approached by so many more men compared to when you are put together. For example, if you are invested in your outfits or your style, or you are someone that's alternative, for example, like me, I like to dress in hanfu lately, but if you're someone that's into like Lolita fashion or emo fashion or whatever it is that you're into, if you have a very specific style, a lot of the times you will notice that the compliments that you get are usually from girls, right? Because we can appreciate each other, or men who are into fashion, but you wouldn't get approached by the typical guys who are just thirsty, I guess. But when you dress down, when you dress in like crop top and sweatpants or shorts and singlet, you will get a lot of attention from whoever, just whoever, whatever man. So this is something that I can agree with a lot of the girly gurus, because if you really want to look for a potential partner who can fully appreciate you for who you are, I think it's more important for you to be dressing how you like and truly be yourself, instead of trying to be like every other person, which is nothing wrong if that's your thing. But if that's not your thing, just don't downplay yourself, because you might regret getting that guy, and once you show your true colors, he might question your sense of style and he might criticize you, and both of you are going to have a lot of conflict. So if you're looking for a partner, I think it's more important for you to just straight up be yourself from day one, so at least he knows who you are. So that is the conclusion that I can draw from that bizarre experience on that day. I used to get approached in the past, but I made a lot of dumb mistakes, so I'm not going to share them. But this particular experience is sort of like a reminder for me to question myself on whether or not do I find this guy compatible? Do I find him attractive? Do I like the way he talks? Do I like the way he approaches girls or me? I don't like it. So I simply don't want to waste my time to keep communicating with someone that I cannot see a potential with. There is no point. It's just a waste of time. And also, I'm not actively seeking, so I don't see the need to be constantly putting myself out there. I just want to live for myself. I really hope that you girls can also, take your time to question yourself on whether or not you genuinely want a relationship, or you just want affection, you just want to quench that loneliness. Because a lot of the times when we're lonely, we might mistake that as wanting a romantic relationships, right? Because a lot of the times media tells us that having a boyfriend might solve everything, might solve your issues. If you look beautiful, if you get approached by a lot of potential suitors, you are the epitome of the it girl. You are that girl that all the other girls are envious about. You can want a boyfriend, but it doesn't always have to be that. If we are lonely, maybe what we need is genuine friendship connections. Maybe we want to have a healthier relationship with our family. It can be anything, right? Or maybe you just want a pet. So like I said in the beginning, at this age, a lot of my friends are already in committed relationships. Me, on the other hand, I'm still here hanging out with my parents like an old baby. So I was like, oh my god, am I doing things wrong in my life? As I thought through things, I came to this realization that I find it so much more fulfilling to be spending my time with my parents. Even though we do have a lot of clashing opinions, however, I still find it more fulfilling to be spending my time with my family, with my direct family, instead of being out there trying to look for a boyfriend or a partner. And also, I find it more fulfilling to be spending time with my friends, with my existing friends, which is only that few. So I think that that's so much more valuable to me. And also, I really like spending my time drawing and reading. Now that I'm into Tanmei, I'm so obsessed with reading. Some people might find it unhealthy. Like I mentioned in one of my old videos, being interested in fictional characters might hinder you from actually getting a potential partner, because you have these standards that are off the roofs that don't exist in real life. But in this video, I'm going to contradict that a little bit. If you can differentiate fictional characters and people in real life, then I think it's okay, because I have came to this acknowledgement that fictional characters just don't exist in real life, and it's okay for me to indulge in the fictional works, because first, I'm not escaping from real life. I already acknowledged that I don't really want a romantic relationship. I'm not trying to run away from one. It's just that it's okay for me to not have one, but if there is one, then I'm okay with that too. It's just that it's not something that I genuinely desire. And also, I don't expect people in real life to have all the qualities that are in the fictional characters that I like. Those are written by people projecting their desires or projecting their imagination. Like, people like that most likely don't exist in real life. So the conclusion is, I can appreciate literature and art for what it is, instead of trying to blur the lines between fictional and reality. I might use these reading materials and I might use drawing as a coping mechanism to deal with stress from day-to-day life. However, I think it's such a healthier approach compared to other addictions. For example, blindly scrolling through social media, alcohol, binge eating, bulimia, which is something that I personally deal with. So I don't think it's an issue as long as you can appreciate art and literature without being so obsessed to them to the point that you neglect your health and your daily responsibilities. As long as you know how to compartmentalize your time, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And I think it's so important for us women to genuinely come to terms with our weird hobbies, our weird interests, whatever people think that it's weird, because for whatever reason people just don't take women seriously. If they want to think that we are weird, like whatever, maybe you might think that it's embarrassing. It's okay, because all of us do have weird things that we like. Everybody is weird, so if everybody is weird, that makes you normal. A lot of us want to be putting ourselves in a box, to label ourselves under different aesthetics, like I'm the clean girl, I'm the this girl, I'm the that girl. But you're allowed to just be you, and you're allowed to evolve and change whenever you want. You don't have to put yourself in a box. For right now, maybe you don't want a relationship, but in the future you want one. That's okay too. That applies to everything in your life. Sometimes it's okay to experiment around, but in the end of the day, it's so important for us to be questioning ourselves. What do we genuinely like? and want to do it with our time in this world, which is very limited. So yeah, girls, that's it from me for today. I really hope that you find this video helpful or at least entertaining. I really have fun sharing my story and I'm running out of voice. So yeah, I'm gonna stop here. That's it from me for today. So if you're interested to check out my second channel, I'll drop the link down below. On that channel, I talk more about stuff that are fun and entertaining, particularly BL and Tanmei at the moment. So if you like all of those, do check out my second channel as well. I'm gonna hop there and record a video because I was supposed to make one video previously, but I decided that that's not good. I just scrap it off. So I'll see you there. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.